Woo! Boy, that was sure something, wasn't it, folks? Boy. Well, welcome one and all, folks, to the KOE Nation post Danabo stream. It was quite a happening, and we all experienced it together. And let me just send out this beautiful, beautiful message to just a few of my beautiful, beautiful friends. But yes, come one, come all, folks. The water is fine. But yes, so that was the Danabo stream. Now, folks, we're going to get this started, and we're going to get this started the right way with your hand over your heart. Remove your cap if you have one. We're going to do National Anthem for Old Glory. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed by the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight from the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave? Folks, welcome to the KOE Nation here on YouTube, on Twitch. You need to be following me. You know it's the right thing to do. Good God Almighty. Woo, that happened, didn't it? So, Danabo, that was quite the panel there, good sir. That was, boy howdy, as Jim Ross would say. There were some folks who were fucking howling at the moon, pissed. But you know what? While we're waiting on that, I've got something I've been wanting to show you, folk. There we go. Let's get that a little more full screen for you. There we go. This is my chicken tractor and how it's coming along. Yep, come on in, folks. Come on in. This is how my chicken tractor's doing. They're actually laying eggs. How we doing, all y'all? Just a quick little chicken tractor update. Figured I'd show you how it's coming along. So as you can see, chickens are grown. And the video will be a touch choppy, but don't worry, folks. I'll fix that as we go. This one's just a 2-minute or so. But come on in, folks. Come on in. The water's fine. But yeah, the chickens, they're laying eggs now. They're just kind of grousing over the... let me turn the quality down just a little bit. So, $1.44. That should cut down on all of that. There we go. That should at least help. Let's see if we got any eggs. So, yeah, we got a couple today. For some reason, some of the chickens like to just sit there. They're fine, but they won't move. So yeah, got a couple eggs there. My dog. For some reason they like to favor these ones down here. Yep. Plenty of eggs. It's a beautiful thing. Nice. Just a couple here. That's just from one night of laying eggs. So, after a couple of days, we got plenty. So, it's not bad. Bye. So, yeah, just figured I'd give you all a quick chicken tractor update. Yeah, then I had to edit the rest out because I just didn't like it. You ever done that before in a video? You just don't like it, and so you want to change it. And then I'll get this one all queued up for in a momento. Nuh-uh. Nice try. Nice try. So yes, folks, the panel was actually, honestly, everybody kept talking about how, oh, I'm just so disappointed in it. And I had a good time. I had a damn good time. But what can I say? I always have a damn good time when you're here with your King of Extreme. A good time is guaranteed. And so, yes, this was, boy, some folks got howling at the moon, fucking pissed at each other tonight. And I was like, all right, nice, nice. Let's see this. And the moderator kept like, Danabo's great guy, but again, showbiz, you're cutting it off at the best parts. Now, I don't know what CTV was saying when he says he was disgusted with everybody. I was like, me? What did I do? Little old me. Little old innocent Phil K.O.E. How could I, your humble, modest host, possibly cause any problems? Like, that's just, I don't know even what to say to such a thing. But yes, that was CTV and Rob Noir. Rob really got pissed, like, and Demon Mama, they were less than pleased with each other. It was like, my God, I haven't seen fights that hard since the Rumbles, and only folks around here and in our immediate audience know what that is. Basically, the Rumbles was a band get together, they'd play, everyone would show up and just kick the fucking shit out of each other while the Rumbles would just play their music. And like, literally, it was just a giant redneck battle royal of people beating the shit out of each other. And so it was known as the Rumbles. And so for me, it's like, wow, I ain't seen nobody getting beat up that hard since folks are coming back from the Rumbles. I was running with a different crowd that didn't go to Rumbles all that much. I went like 3 or 4 times and almost got beat up myself. Like, I'm a big guy, but like when 3 guys are coming on you, it's like, I think I'm gonna go across the street now. So yeah, that was quite the experience. So Josie did pretty well, actually. Of all of the panelists, of the ones that aren't established, and I don't know Josie, I was thought like, okay, this Josie can go places. But when Josie's like, now Phil, I don't know if you realize this or not, but sometimes you have a tendency to steamroll over people. I was trying to like, yeah, that's like, yeah, that's how, like, are you new to me? Like, I'm the impresario of interrupting. So yeah, that was quite the time. But folks, let's just, oh, where are we at? Come on now. Oh, it's being a curmudgeon. It's not wanting to show. There we go. Well, maybe we'll see. We will see, folks. Well, I'm going to pause that for a second because this is a poem I read, but I want it to be in that super duper awesome split screen, but it's being all weird on me. Have you ever had it be all weird on you? Happened to me. So, folks, while you're all getting in here, what if any of you saw that? I'm curious what your thoughts were on that particular. There we go. That's the view I've been after. Goodness gracious. But yeah, I'm curious what all y'all's thoughts were on this particular debate. But this is my poem. So, I decided I was going to leave your I was going to leave that comment up since that was excuse me. Excuse-moi. I have been talking for a while. Since that was your grandfather's favorite poem, I decided I would leave your comment up while that was being read. I figured that was just utterly appropriate, and I do love poetry. And yes, Livewire. If you got any other poem you'd like me to read, it's not gonna be like tomorrow, but when I'm just going around and on the farm and I happen to find the perfect spot, like that spot I was filming was one of my great grandfather's fields. It's a bridge that leads to another chunk of it. And so I just thought, well, this is perfect. So, yes, poetry. I love good poetry. And it's just beautiful imagery. But also, you know what? We'll raise your grandfather. God bless. Yeah. Marvelous, marvelous stuff. So let me see if I can find something else while all you beautiful people pile in, because good God Almighty, there's been some controversies this evening. But all right, this one I'm just going to play for my own personal sake. We'll get there. We'll get there. There we go. This is another poem I read not too long ago. Interesting. 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 Hmm. I think we might have lost some poetry there. I don't think that one was coming through. I think that was a few minutes of you were doing without your King of Extreme, and that's just I'm so sorry. But yes, that was a marvelous poem. But yeah, so if you've got any poems you'd like me to read your poem. But let me just make sure everything is going beautiful. Do you see things? I lost my good God. Do you see? Yep, lost my mic for a second. Let's see, microphone, Yeti. Good God. Yes, good God is right. Hey, you're getting lost my mic for a second. You're getting two fills for the price of one. This is awesome. Yeah, good God, you're getting two fills for the price of one. So sorry. God, it's been so long. I feel bad for not remembering. Gramps loved his Irish poets and short stories, and that was one was definitely on his list. Yeah, yeah. A listener requested that one, and so I was just like, yes, yes, I'll do that. And it then when I read it, it's like, whoa, this did not take me in directions I thought it would. Uh, oh, I will write that down right now, actually, because I'll forget it if I don't write it down. Annabelle Lee Poe. I think I can remember if it's from Poe or not. But yeah, that one, when I read over it and I find the perfect backdrop for it, I'm definitely doing that. So, yes, it will be a very, I'll be sure to hit that when I find the perfect background, because there's few things I love quite as much as good, beautiful poetry. So that one I'm looking forward to doing a deep dive on, and yeah, it'll come. I do poetries on Wednesdays. I've kind of broken up the week a little bit on KOE Nation to make it a little easier. Fridays are bourbon. That's when the bourbon reviews are going to drop. Scotches for Saturdays. Sundays is my wines, my brandies, cognac. I'm a lover of cognac. Wednesdays is Poetry Wednesdays. Now, Thursdays is about to shift. I was doing throwback Thursdays of old reviews on other channels I was on, but I'm just about to run out of those. The last one is going to be a really good one of me, Tony, and Chicken getting together 2 years ago, and we tried 6 different scotches, some Islas, some Highlands, some Lowlands, some Speyside, and it was just a really, really good time. And so that one is going to be dropping here next Thursday. That will actually be the final Throwback Thursday on KOE Nation, which is, kind of, gets the feels a little bit. But yeah, it's only appropriate. And then last night on Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast, Big Bucket Empire, and KOE Nation, we did a 4.5-hour stream in honor of Andre the Giant, where we matched his 156 beers in one night record. It was ridiculous. Luckily, the audience all came together. I only ended up having to drink 7 beers last night, so thank the good Lord. But yeah, that was monkeys. The monkey. Hey, we're the monkeys. People say we're monkeying around, and we're too busy singing to put anybody down. Yes. But yeah, that's coming up here soon, KOE Nation. And also, we finished up the Sweet 16 Bourbon Tournament, and we had a big shocker as the Bourbon of Extreme. But we're not even started yet. I mean, it's going to get... oh, Lord, we're moving on to Rise, and there is a dispute. Tony, Chicken, and I all want to go 3 different directions with the Rye tournament. So to determine what will be the Rye of Extreme. I want to do another Sweet 16 because it seems to work. Chicken wants to do a 32 goddamn Rye single elimination tournament 1-on-1, which is like, all right, I own a few Rye whiskeys, but I don't own 32 of them. Like, you guys are going to have to start picking up some bottles here. That one, I'm a little curious about. The other one that I'm also quite curious about is, well, let's see if we're still here, folks. Oh, come on. Give me something. You're getting 2 fills for the price of one? Yep. Oh, let's see. You still getting me? Oh, come on. Yes, you're still getting your fill KOE. You're getting your KOE fix. Thank the good Lord Almighty. I just had to check these fucking phones. Let me tell you, you never know how fucking much you need these goddamn phones until you ain't got one. But yes, it was quite a time. But yes, last night at the Andre the Giant Memorial, this is our 2nd annual, so it was pretty deep. We got 181 beers deep towards the last hour. It was getting wild. I don't even remember much of it. There was some yelling, there was some laughing, there was just everything you could imagine. And we had a couple of friends who, like, their kind of shows like, wow, holy shit, you down 20 beers tonight. Are you okay, man? Like... that was what happened quite a bit. But yes, it was an amazing evening. It was an amazing occasion. But are you telling me Andre the Giant drank 150 beers in one sitting? Okay, there's actually 4 different occasions where this has been the instance. Okay, now we were going by all of the stories, but Ric Flair and a bunch of wrestlers from the South confirmed that in one night he drank 106 beers. Now, the thing is, you got to understand, Andre the Giant was so massive and his metabolism was so much. And also, he was French, and so they get introduced to alcohol at a much younger age. He just had one of the highest working tolerances in all drinking history. I think he might actually be history's greatest drinker. He was the big dude in Princess Bride, right? Yes, yes. He's also probably in the pantheon of beer drinking legends, probably number one. Because there was one night where there was, and it took about 5 hours, there was a beer drinking contest. One of his fellow pro wrestlers said, hey, Andre, I think I can outdrink you. And Andre goes, huh, okay. And so the bartender took a bunch of buckets, and the ice buckets were to keep track of all of the beer tops because they were drinking out of bottles. And the bartender was keeping track, and the guy who started the whole competition only got to like 39 beers, couldn't even break 40. Andre the Giant's manager at the time, a guy by the name of Frank Valois, he was also French because Andre spoke French, so he liked folks who spoke a lot of French. He drank 60 beers because he was a guy who was like 6'6", like almost 400 pounds, so he could down them. But Andre, by the time that one night was done, the bartender counted 117 beer bottle caps in Andre the Giant's bucket. So that was the one that when he went on the Tonight Show with David Letterman, he said, yes, I've drank 117 beers in one night. So he's even said that in public. Then there was one by the great Dusty Rhodes, who was a pro wrestler and, let's be frank, sometimes prone to exaggeration, who said that Andre drank 156 beers in one night. Now, what is actually verified is Andre could actually drink an entire case, 12 bottles of wine in one single night. When he was on The Princess Bride, as you said, The Princess Bride, he fucking, by the time he checked out of his hotel, he had racked up a $40,000 bar tab that the studio just had to pick up. That's insane. I'm a big dude. I probably couldn't do more than 30 or so. Yeah, yes. And one of the other things to keep in mind is that working tolerance was another thing that they had to keep in mind, is how much or do you just have tolerance for liquor? And they actually did the math that if Andre the Giant, with his size, his weight, his metabolism, because that was the real winner, his metabolism, he could metabolize 36 cans of beer, and it would metabolize so quickly he'd be under the legal limit to drive in less than an hour. So that was where his success really came into being, is how much he could consume. Was his metabolism was faster, it had to go across more weight, and also he was just effectively a good drinker, to the point where 3 beers for Andre is the same as no beers for you and me, which is just insane. So yeah. So Andre, like I always say, in the pantheon of beer drinking greats, you kind of have to put Andre on top there. There's really no one else you can turn to. And yeah, so yes, beautiful, beautiful Phil. Just making sure you're not missing out on any of it. But yeah, so I think it did take an entire KOE Nation dog and chicken show, and it took the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast, all of these different shows coming together in order to actually make this happen, and it was beautiful. And we held views all night long, and yeah, I had a really good time with it. And to me, I think when you give people a reason to drink, they're going to come together. And Andre is a perfectly good reason to drink, is he not? And so, yeah, I just found that pretty funny. What are you doing to me, computers? It's like the movie Spaceballs. Even in the future, nothing works, right? Why does everyone play video games? It's always just kind of funny to me. Now, it's something I've heard quite a few women say in my life, though. It's men don't play games. Like I've heard that said quite a few times. Don't get me wrong, I play video games too, but boy howdy, there's a lot of video gaming going on Twitch. I was just looking over for a second, but yep. Now, God, watch that be the one controversial thing I say on this platform. But yeah, to me, I can understand how that cannot be an attractive thing, but it is what it is. So let's see what we got here, my dear. All of you beautiful people. Yes. Let's go to my channel so I can get some more beautiful KOE content all queued up for you beautiful people. I know exactly what I need to. It's the one that we never got to finish, folks. But let's just make sure that that's all fine and dandy. But hey there, you feel insulted? What did I? No, I'm just saying that's what I've heard some folks, some women say in my life that they don't find it all that attractive. So don't get me wrong, I understand it. Like, the Bible even says that there is a time to put away such childish things, but hey, I'm even guilty of it. I play video games from time to time. You would all think my shit's pretty dated. Like, I play like Skyrim and stuff like that. You'd be like, what? But what if I am really, really good at video games? Well, then that changes everything, okay? I mean, if she doesn't know that you're really, really good at it, then, well, shit. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, that's really more of a calling than anything else. So, I mean, at that point, that's when persuasion comes back into the game, folks. Like I always say, now this is one of those controversial things, but I don't really think it is. Persuasion, if wielded properly, is more powerful than gravity. Now, think about that for a minute, because gravity is an incredibly powerful force in our universe. But persuasion, if wielded properly, can even defy gravity. You can even break the gravity wells of a planet. You can create flight. You can do all kinds of crazy fucking technological advances with just enough persuasion. And so that's why I say, so long as there is minds to think and people to perceive and brains that can function, persuasion is actually the most powerful force in all our universe. Fuck gravity, fuck nuclear, fuck fission. Fuck fusion. It's persuasion. Yeah. That one, unfortunately, that particular quote will age better than anything you've ever heard. That will be relevant 500 years from now, 10,000 years from now. So, yes, persuasion, folks. It's what makes the world go round. It's what makes the goddamn trains on time. It's what makes everything fucking go. It's the reason why the dollar in your pocket has any value. It's because of persuasion. You are persuaded that it's valuable. So that's why here at the K.O.E Nation, I always emphasize the persuasion game. And like you said, if you're really, really good, then, well, time to kick that persuasion game into overdrive. Like, I mean, come on, look at my amazing skill levels, my skill set. How could you possibly deny such a thing? All right, let's see here. That's what I forgot to do. I forgot to hit the little share the audio thing. That's silly. All right. Share. Fred Astaire. Now, but yeah. Oh, do we have some more beautiful people? You're filing in. Come on in, folks. Don't worry. The water's fine. The water's fine. So this is, for those who don't know, I'm just going to get into it. It's the conclusion, the shocking conclusion to the Sweet 16 Bourbon Tournament. Welcome, one and all, to the K.O.E Nation for the Bourbon Tournament Final Four. We are here, and we are going to do this, folks. I am your King of Extreme, Phil K.O.E, the Baron of Bourbon and Baldness himself, and we are here joined by a cast of characters that have come to invade Castle K.O.E for this momentous occasion. I am joined by...
Styling, profiling, chicken.
Yank from the Yanked Up Podcast.
Tony G, like, share, subscribe, non-kappa friendly. Here we are, Bourbon Sweet 16 Final effing Four.
Super excited.
Holy
shit.
We
crap.
did not think it was going to go this way, and we also didn't even know we were going to get an extra judge for the evening from the Yanked Up Podcast. Definitely check him out. But folks,
This alone, this is shocking. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it.
Oh, well, hey there, Mayor of Ohio. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Just going over some nonsense, just waiting for all you beautiful people to pile in. You hush. You hush. My phone's just not wanting to hush, but you knock that off. You know what? And it's still there. My God. But it's great to see you. Now, what a silly question. How was the debate? Did I win? Well, of course I won. Of course I, dominated, and it was just one of the greatest another great achievement in one of many in the kingdom of KOE. And since you're all here backstage with me, I'll let you know a little backstage secret. I do keep like a little tea or peach juice behind here to help keep my singing voice in fetch. What did you debate? Oh, it was a doozy. First, cancel culture, so that one just went great. Then, as kind of a palate cleanser to make it a little more fun, we debated what's the best movie of the last decade. And then we got into the Texas abortion bills. I was like, oh, well, this is going to be nice. Everyone's going to be very nice and caring to each other. It's not going to get too contentious at all. Wrong. Holy shit balls. Yeah, some people got fucking pissed. It was quite the evening. I'm going to pull up some copyright-free music here to put in the background. All right. There we go. But yeah, so that was quite the evening. But yeah, so we got into that particular nonsense, if you will, and everyone started yelling at each other. And we had a Steelman chair. And when I heard that, I was like, yes. And also, give me a 1 in the comments if you can actually hear the music in the background. But yeah, it was, people got fucking howling at the moon, fucking pissed. Rob got angry. Goodness gracious, Rob was not a happy camper. Demon Mama got pissed. Everybody got mad. Everybody started throwing steel chairs, and the chairs were Steelman chairs. You had to Steelman your argument. So Rob threw one at Demon Mama. I think Demon Mama threw one at Rob's, and somebody else threw one at Rob's. I'm like, fuck it. Demon Mama, you got a Steelman a position, and it was marvelous. What was the controversy? Over the word fragility. That was what the whole controversy was about. Rob and Demon Mama got angry at each other over the word fragility, and it just started getting into the weeds. Rob, I'll be honest, I've never had any problem with Rob. He did go on the attack first on this one, though. It was, okay, so that's where we're going. And he, pretty quick, was not how do I put this? Okay. He says that Demon Mama is being fragile for having, her pronouns in her profile. And he says that's a sign of fragility. And then at that point, I was like, oh, shit, it is on like Donkey fucking Kong. Yeah. And at that point, I was like, oh, no. And then Demon Mama was saying Rob was fragile for something, I forget. And then it just became like, when you're a kid, you've got like the Godzilla toy and the King Kong toy, like rawr, 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 rawr. That was at one point, yeah. Yep. It was oh, and then it's just me adding my smart assery throughout it, which is great. Danabo, God bless him. He should have known, this was too much. You can't moderate this when it's Rob Noir, CTV, fucking Matty Cakes, Demon Mama, and me. That's the last, he thought he could just, yeah, there was no way that was going to happen. I mean, this was going to be a battle of epic proportions, and it was pretty fun. I had a great time. The abortion debate got pretty fucking contentious because, that one's usually just so nice. everybody's just so calm and understanding. So that was, yeah, I really don't know what to say about that. That one just, now the movies one. I think I made some pretty good cases for the greatest movie of all time, and I put it in 3 different categories. And one, my personal favorite, of course. Then the one that's had the most impact over the last decade. And then the one with the most commercial success. We'll get to that in a second. Discussions about, yeah, it was a lot of yelling. The Mohican. Well, that one wasn't in the last decade, you see. So that was what I was limited within that particular scope. So the highest grossing in the last decade is Avengers Endgame. Whether you like it or not, that's just the highest grossing. The one that's had the greatest impact over the last decade is Frozen. And I don't care what anybody says, that one has had farther reach to more people that are 15 years and younger than any other particular movie that you're going to be able to name. If you find somebody underneath 15, say, name a movie, Frozen's going to be somewhere in the top 10. So that was that. And then my personal favorite, King Kong versus Godzilla, the remake. I took my daughter to it. We had a great fucking time in the theater. And it was goddamn Godzilla, fucking King Kong, monsters fighting. It was fucking awesome. Yeah, so that was last decade. My personal pick. Oh, okay. Not a bad one. Soul is really, I haven't seen that one. I'll have to check that out on your recommendation, Mayor of Ohio. But yeah, so those were the Hey, Danabo, thanks for coming around, my man. Yeah, this was quite the panel, and you, sir, had the patience of Joe. But to be frank, like I was just saying a second ago, when you had Demon Mama, CTV, Rob Noir, Maddie Cakes, and Phil K.O.E. all on the same panel, you kind of knew this wasn't. This is like. I'm trying to think of like the most powerful superhero in the Marvel DC universe. It's like Thor and Superman going at it, and you're gonna try and contain this. Like, it was fun nonetheless, and definitely invite me back to the next one. Watch Soul. I definitely will on that recommendation. Watch it with your daughter. It's on Disney. Oh, okay, sweet. All right, that's actually a badass recommendation. But yeah, that was. Quite the evening. But yeah, like I said, Rob, I've never seen him that pissed. I've only run into him once, and then I've watched his show a couple of times. But boy, howdy, was he howling at the fucking moon pissed. And that was pretty fascinating and then Demon Mama and Rob started getting into it. Maddie Cakes would tag in to Demon Mama once in a while. CTV tagged in once in a while, but then he walked away pretty quick. So, we'll see what comes of that, because CTV will do that. He'll like eliminate himself from a battle royal, and then he'll walk away and do that like staring at you, and you're trying to figure out, like you're staring back at him, trying to figure out why he just did what he did. So CTV does that once in a while. We'll see what happens there. All right. Livewire says Demon Mama gets offended way too easy, but I'm not sure a trans person listening their pronouns is a sign of fragility. Yeah, to me, it's just always been a matter of good manners. Like I was my mother was actually, she used to read Miss Manners books and shit like that. So I was raised under good manners is very important. So that's. Yeah, to me, it's just like, whatever. I don't really care. It's just you do you. Pursue happiness in this life. Happiness is the hardest fucking commodity to come by in this life. If you think you got a corner on it, go for it. And yeah, just let me know whatever the fuck it is you're drinking tonight. Yes, facts. Yeah, I mean, I don't know of any commodity that's harder to come by in this life. And if you think you got a fucking corner on it, God bless. Like, shit, there's a lot of folks who make it through this life and never fucking get close. Please and thank you are the most important words. Yeah, it's like the first time Bastiat raided my room, which was very nice of him. He actually asked me, "So Phil, what's the key to picking up women?" I was like, "Well, the part of my body I use is my ears. That's really the easiest thing. Just listen. Your path and your conscience will be your guide. And you'll get there. You'll get there, kid. Don't worry." Oh, here we go. Oh, that was necessary. Oh, so was that. But yes, I was very much raised on please and thank you are very big words. You just do that a lot and you'll avoid a lot of confrontation in life. Now, granted, for those who know me, and for those of you might have noticed, I do tend to court confrontation a little bit. I don't know why. I mean, I'm just an innocent, lovable little fuzzball. But, like little old me, how could I ever offend you? But, what are you going to do? But, this is Twitch. People do tend to get offended a little easily here. It was like when I was actually in another debate with Demon No. It was... who the fuck was it? But anyways, they were, but no, it wasn't Demon Mama. They were saying, who is this they that they keep referring to? Well, who's they? It's those who are determined to be offended. That's the they we keep talking about, the they that we're trying to combat with this cancel culture thing. So, but yeah, the cancel culture debate, I love how nobody will accept anybody's definition. That's what makes that debate so fucking funny, is no one will accept anybody else's definition. Everyone else is wrong. No one's right. Everybody's wrong. It's pretty fascinating to watch. Lord Almighty God. And so, like I said, the initial discussion really, it was supposed to be cancel culture. I got my intro in, which is always brilliant, and definitely check that out. There was a lot of back and forth between Rob at that point and, oh, who are you beautiful people? There's somebody that's wanting to get my attention on something. Well, none of you people are as important as the K.O.E. Nation. Let's be frank. You beautiful people of the K.O.E. Nation, the most beautiful, erudite, big brain, gorgeous fucking audience that's ever been blessed onto God's green earth. Every last one of you is way more important. Yeah, there's folks trying to fucking get a hold of me. I'm Hollywood Phil. You've heard of Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Well, Hollywood Phil K.O.E., kind of the same thing. What are you going to do? Everybody wants to get me on their show. Everybody needs me on their panel. And that is what your King of Extreme is there to do, because, folks, I love reaching out and I am never above some shameless self-promotion. So, yes, the first topic, Rob, demons start getting into what's fragility, who's fragile. Well, I think you're fragile because you got to have your pronouns in your title. Demon Mama, well, I think you're fragile for noticing pronouns, and like the fact that pronouns trigger you means that you're fragile. And then basically, all right, here's my impression of the first hour of debate between Demon Mama and Rob Noir. Are you ready? All right, here we go. All right, bring it in. You're fragile. No, you're fragile. No, you're fragile. Nuh-uh, you're the one who's fragile. And that went on for an hour. And the debate was an hour and a half for that topic. The other half hour was obviously the brilliant, beautiful, humor-filled interjections of your King of Extreme. And so that was an interesting evening. Good God Almighty, that was, Lord. Yeah, then we got into movies. That was fun. CTV stuck with Lego Batman as the greatest movie of all time in the last decade, which I got a pretty good chuckle out of because I loved both of those movies. Lego Batman and Lego Movie, which honestly, I liked Lego Movie more. Like, it's just got a much more feels ending Lord President business. Here we go. Mayor of Ohio. Cancel culture is so weaponized by Republicans. LMAO. It's funny, like Matt Gaetz get caught and saying "Ma" being canceled to the left. Yeah, we'll see how that all turns out. That one, it's just that whole story just has this kind of quality to it. I don't know how else to put it. I wish there was some word, but that's it. Just like, yeah. So we'll see who eventually gets proven to doing what where, and yeah, that one like we haven't, nothing concrete's come out yet, so I'm kind of hesitant to even comment because you never know what's ultimately. But like I've said in other podcasts, this Matt Gaetz guy, he's either egregiously sinned or he's been either egregiously sinned against. There's really no third path here, so we're gonna find that out soon. To be honest, cancel culture is dying down and the Republicans are late to the party as always, says Livewire. Well, it's just one of those, you know, the Republican, like Scott Adams had a pretty good one. Scott Adams said that if you want to get rid of a system that you don't like, you comply to it. There we go. Can all of y'all hear me? Can you hear what I hear? A song, X-a-fucking-lent. I accidentally knocked out the fucking cord underneath my mic. It's like, shit, get that shit going again. God damn it. Oh, Lord Almighty. You know, you guys are agreeing on cancel culture. Most leftists don't agree with cancel culture. Yeah, I think it like when it comes to cancel culture, you are a little bit right. Like cancel culture, God, that's so 2018. Yuck. Yeah, and I know, but don't worry, you're back. We're back, all of us beautiful people. But yeah, that is something I'm gonna have to start saying in these debates. Cancel culture, that's so 2018. Yuck. Like, oh my God, that'll be actually how you get rid of it. Make it seem like it's passe and it's an like older generation thing. So, but yeah, my point has always been is if you have better arguments, sunlight is the best disinfectant. So if you think an idea is bad, exposure is the best thing for it because people will be able to say that idea sucks. But when you ban it, it's kind of like a Cuban cigar. It becomes a forbidden fruit, something to seek, something to be attained. Why is it that they want to keep this dangerous thing away from me? Well, now I want to know it all the more. And that's, you know, if you just disprove a bad idea, you don't have to go through all that. What are my thoughts on Huey Long? I guess I'd have to look that up. I don't know. It's been planting season, so I haven't been able to keep track of every single thing on every corner of the world. Well, let's see what Google tells me about Huey Long. I'll probably be like, oh, that guy, what the fuck? Let's see. Former governor of Louisiana. Oh, Lord. Oh, so this is a guy from a way fucking long time ago. Okay. He's a Democrat in the South. So that probably means there's going to be all kinds of fun things to, oh boy. Look him up. He's really cool guy. So, oh boy. Well, I will get it. His nickname was the Kingfish. Huh. I'm going to look into this guy. He was assassinated in 1935, the reasons which I will get into another time because but yes, I will definitely look into Huey Long. I don't know anything. Like, I thought this was some new, like, a news thing. Like, what? There's a guy named Huey Long in the news? But no, this is an older thing. I'll do some research into that. But yeah, that was a contentious era between the two world wars. I'm curious what that was all about. But my singing voice and fetch. Gorgeous, gorgeous. So, Lord Almighty. But yes, then after the movie debate, as we move forward. But yeah, cancel culture. To me, yeah, we'll check with that for just a second. Could have been a productive debate, but like I said, nobody really agrees on each other's definitions, so it's people yelling at each other. Then when we moved on to the Texas abortion bill, my thing was, all right, you guys know that old 1940s song? We are Rhode Island bound. Well, guess what? This one is Supreme Court bound. That's what this law was intended to do, was get a Supreme Court challenge, which that will be the interesting day. That will, and we're actually going to know how that's all going to come down the pike sometime next summer. It looks like there's already a case before the Supreme Court that when it makes its way down the pike, we're going to find out what direction this country's looking in. And definitely, you know, right here will be the place. KOE Nation on YouTube and Twitch will be the place to see all of that coverage for all of the controversial decisions that are going to be coming down the pike and the things that are going to affect this beautiful, beautiful American flag. Hang on, folks. I got to give my flag a kiss real quick. I love America. You know, people complain about America, but it's kind of like Winston Churchill said, it's the worst in all the world except all the other ones. One moment. That's better. So, yes, folks, this has been an amazing evening. But yeah, the abortion debate. And then in the post show, like, Rob and CTV left. CTV said he was disappointed in me. There's a Churchill quote for everything. Actually, okay, I've got my own Churchill quote that I've already kind of changed up. Now, he can afford brandy a lot older than mine, but this is a 21-year Courvoisier, Grand Champagne, aged 21 years cognac. So he would at least consider it slumming it with one of these, because there's times he'd be drinking 90-year-old fucking brandies, which, oh my God. But his phrase for life was, there's 4 keys to life, and I've only slightly changed it. His 4 keys to life were hot baths, cold champagne, fresh peas, and old brandy, which, oh, that's just beautiful. So for me, I've changed it to hot showers, cold champagne, fresh sweet corn, and old brandy. Like the guy was still pretty fucking close. Okay, like I'm just a shower guy over a bath guy, but I do like my showers piping hot. Cold champagne is one of those beautiful things that makes life worth living. Old brandy, another one of those beautiful things that make life worth living. And yes, he was into peas because that was a big product of England during the war. I'm a farmer. I'm a seed farmer. And the family sweet corn patch is always just mwah. My redneckery doth reveal itself. I love how Churchill was wasted for every day of World War II. And yeah, he was shit hammered. He woke up and had a Johnny Walker and soda. I actually, if you check at KOENation.com, I've actually done a tribute to Winston Churchill on his birthday, and that mofo could fucking drink. Like, yeah, Andre the Giant's the undisputed king and champion of drinking pantheons, but you gotta mention Winston in there somewhere. Like, that guy could knock him back. Okay, Ron Martin, 5 counties voting to escape from communist Oregon for the Constitution upholding state of Iowa and finally join the United States. That one is a fucking tricky one. I was on another panel where we were talking about this, because we were talking about DC statehood, we were talking about Puerto Rico. One moment. that was needed. Ah, that's better. Okay. So we are back. Idaho, Oregon. That's an interesting one. So anyways, I was on a panel. We were talking about DC statehood, Puerto Rican statehood, and then moving around of different states. And the Idaho-Oregon one I found so fascinating because you probably could legally get that done. But so many clocks have to strike the same hour. First of all, these Oregon counties, how many of those folks want to leave? And Oregon, I'm sure they don't want them to leave, but it's how much do you allow home rule? And then do the people of Idaho even want you? Like, do the people of Idaho want you in their state? And so all of these clocks have to strike the same hour in order for this to work. Now, if it does work, I think that's fascinating. I think we should allow counties to do that. I think we should even allow like places out in the middle of nowhere. It's like, fuck it. Like, we're a part of California. We're part of Nevada. We're part of one of the Dakotas, or, now that's all depending on if this works out. Now, if it doesn't, boy, howdy, I could see it not. It's just really unfortunate because these parts of Oregon are not represented by their capital. Their state capital is a large urban center, while they are about as rural as you can get out in those little stretches of Oregon. And I don't see the solution that's readily available. Like, yes, if Idaho wants them, that seems like the easiest way. And it's, as they said in the old wars of the 14, 15, 1600s, let us sue for an honorable peace. So that's what I think we will eventually get out of this, folks. But DC statehood, the Constitution says no. That's just a blatant power grab by the Democrats because they don't like the fact that sometimes an election doesn't go their way. Puerto Rican statehood is a little cleaner. Like, that one is just but to me, I'm even a guy that supports Puerto Rican independence if they want it. Like, if they truly want independence, I say God bless. Go for it. We keep getting referendums and votes on that, which are always kind of conflicting. So we will see what happens in that in the future. But, oh, Lord, folks, this has been an amazing evening. It's been an amazing time with all of you beautiful people. Is the problem here the number 50? Now, one of them is, no, we're not changing this 50 nifty. This is a beautiful flag. Too many folks fought and died for it. Now, here's the other thing, though. Let's say they do add Puerto Rico or DC or whatever the fuck. They add some extra states. You're actually going to see people signaling their allegiance by what flag that they're waving. Like, for me, I'm going to keep it to the 50 nifty. A Biden supporter who supported Biden adding extra states is going to display their 51 or 52 star flag. And what flag you display is actually going to be a way of displaying your political allegiances in this country. So that's just a little prediction that you got here at the K.O.E Nation. It happened first. But yeah, I do really think, like you said, we ain't changing off those 50 nifty. Too many people fought and died to make that flag what it is today, and I just don't see that happening. Mayor Churchill is one of my favorite people in history. I know he was a big imperialist, understand, but Hitler would have won if it wasn't for Winston. It's like Winston said, democracy is the worst form of government in all the world, except all the other ones. It's like, yeah, Winston, he was a terrible guy. He was an awful rapscallion, ne'er-do-well. It's one of the worst people you ever meet, except all the other fucking folks involved in that war. Yeah. Oh, whoops, all of those guys. Yeah, it's kind of that same thing. And he kicked his ass all while being naked and shit-faced. Yeah, he really did. Now, one of the great electoral tragedies was him not winning re-election. That one was kind of shocking, but the nation was just ready for the war to be over. They didn't really care at that point. But yeah, Winston, one hell of a guy. But folks, I've got a couple of requests for all of you beautiful people. God, yeah. No, I'm glad we won. Yeah. And yeah, actually, my grandfather actually served in World War II, actually directly under General Patton, which when he was suspended for slapping a soldier, my grandpa was just pissed. And he was actually one of the last people to see General Patton alive before he died in his car accident, which is actually how a lot of people died more. And yeah, my grandpa, he saw some crazy shit. He helped liberate a concentration camp. He was in the Battle of the Bulge where he was given a Purple Heart. He was behind enemy lines at that time. He was a radio guy, so he was actually radioing back what the German soldiers were doing to the generals. He saw some pretty crazy shit. And the one time he ever almost broke up a little bit was when he was talking about General Patton dying, because he really thought that if Patton would have come back and run for president, the 20th century would have looked very different. So that was one of his big regrets. Yeah, it was my grandpa was in the Battle of the Bulge too. Well, hell, Mayor of Ohio. Hats off to you, my man. Yeah, actually, I'll toast to both of those brave men. Both of those brave men deserve a drink. To my grandpa and to yours, veterans of the Battle of the Bulge. Toast. He died before I could ever ask him about the war. I was 7 when he died. Amen. My grandfather passed away in 2010. So he lived a very long life, and I got to ask him a lot. He did not talk about the fucking war very much at all. The only reason I know any of this is because my brother had to film him for a school project where he talked about the war. Otherwise, he would just say, no, I was just a secretary. I just did a little typing. And usually those veterans, they'll say, no, I didn't do anything during the war. Those are the ones with the most fucked up stories. Those are the ones that are like, oh, wow. And yeah, it turns out he didn't know what he's pulling up to that day. There was this camp with all of these really emaciated people, and they didn't, why? Who did this and why? They couldn't even wrap their minds around it. And my grandpa actually pulled out a bar of soap and from his pack because he's trying to get to his food. And he handed the bar of soap because this guy was really looking bad. And this guy takes the bar of soap and then he snaps it in half and gives it to these 2 kids next to him. And before my grandpa could remember the German words for, no, I have food here, that they'd already eaten it. So it was, yeah. And he said, man, I would have taken more notes if I'd have known that this would be a day people would be asking me about for the next 50 years. So but yeah, he you don't know that's what you're going to be pulling up on. Mayor of Ohio, my granddad was in Vietnam and he's still alive. Hump the boonies for 6 months. The shit he tells, my God. Yep, that's imagine almost dying every day. It's brutal. He's an open book about it, though. Yep, it just depends on the war, I've noticed. Now, I actually mentioned this on the panel tonight. My grandfather, like I said, World War II veteran, and they mentioned Les Miserables, the play, Les Miserables. My grandpa actually got to see Les Miserables acted out when he was serving in France in a bombed out church. The roof was all messed up and it already collapsed in, but the pews were still sitting there and the raised space. And so the actors just kind of cleaned stuff up and they did a play of Les Miserables for the soldiers. And so my grandpa always kind of had weird memories with that particular play. So yeah, war. I know why I'm anti-war, because it's think of all we could do. Just it's interesting, the tapestries and the stories that make our lives. My grandfather on that end, he served, let's see, halfway through reading the book. It's pretty good. Well, God bless you on that. Yeah, I've got a copy of the patent papers, which is ironic as my grandpa probably typed a couple of those letters going back and forth because he was a communications officer, but we just thought he was typing things. And then other people at his funeral were like, no, 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 Bill, no, why didn't you tell them? So we got a quick education about who our grandpa was that night. So, but yeah, that was, yeah. What can I say, folks? Life is a beautiful, beautiful journey. But you know what? It's getting that time, folks. So, as I'm known to say around here, all that being said, all of you beautiful people at the KOE Nation, I'm going to give you all shout outs. Mayor of Ohio, Live Wire, Danabo, you beautiful, beautiful bastard. There's a couple more I can't seem to find. It's fine. Danabo, Mayor of Ohio, you beautiful people. You beautiful, beautiful bastards. You beautiful people. Both of you. You are now, I'm actually, there it is. My knife. I am going to knight both of you. You're now both knighted as official knights and thanes of the Kingdom of Extreme. You get to keep it for the whole weekend. Here's the keys. Bring it back with a full tank of gas. My same platoon is the direct. Nice. Have a good night, base. Yes, you are both now trusted thanes of the Kingdom of Extreme for the whole weekend, which is good for basically the keys to the city of any city, basically. So you beautiful, beautiful bastards, thank you for being here, folks. All that being said, I am the devilishly handsome outlaw himself, your King of Extreme, Phil K.O.E. Be sure to check me out at KOE Nation on YouTube and on Twitch. Be sure to check out Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Twitch, and Twitter as RevResPod. Also, folks, be sure to check out Big Buckin' Empire for all of the craziness that this crazy cast of characters can do. I'll cut myself, but I'll be fine. Folks, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. KOE Nation, YouTube and Twitch, Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast, Big Buckin' Empire, also Danabo, also Mr. Geek, also Prime Kais, all of these beautiful people. I'm actually working on getting a Twitter. I might actually get one when I log off here. I'm toying with some names, but I haven't gotten one yet. I'm like, God damn it, I have to get one of those too. So yes, all you beautiful people, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. Raise a glass to yourselves, all of you beautiful people. My sincerest hope, my greatest wish is that we will all soon be back here and each one of us will arrive happy, healthy, much the wiser, and we will share those experiences here at the KOE Nation. God bless every last one of you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. And you know what? Amen. Yes, amen to all of that. May all of you come back happy, healthy, much the wiser. God bless. Hashtag Oliver Strong. I love all of you people. Why? Because I am the man who loves my life. And I hope the same for all of you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. And I will catch you on the flip side.